This world is wild, unpredictable, and downright unforgiving. Every day you wake up staring down a mountain of risks, doubts, and relentless noise telling you to stay put, to play safe, to settle. It whispers that courage is foolish, that daring too much will break you. But here's the brutal truth. The moment you stop pushing, you die a little inside. Not physically, no, but your fire fades, your mission dies, and your potential gets buried under layers of comfort and mediocrity. You weren't born to be ordinary, to accept handouts or easy applause. You are wired to challenge, to leap, to build something no one else dared dream. The problem is, the world keeps telling you it's dangerous to be that person, the radical, the founder who breaks rules instead of following them. You know that sting, that gnawing frustration when you look around and see systems built to protect the average, reward the safe, and crush the different. You're trying to push boundaries, trying to innovate, trying to lead, but every move you make, every bold step you take, is met with resistance, skepticism, and invisible walls. Everyone's shouting about equality, fairness, but the moment courage surfaces, real courage, the grit to bet everything on a vision, that's when you're suddenly told you're reckless, selfish, or naive. It's exhausting. It isolates you. You feel like you carry a secret no one else dares speak. You see brilliance slipping away because the system is structured to reward conformity, to make disciples of the comfortable. But here's the secret that hits harder than any market crash or criticism could. Capitalism, real capitalism, is the only system that truly rewards courage. That's right. Not because it's perfect, not because it's easy, but because it's built on the raw, untamed energy of risk-takers. It's a battlefield where fortune favors those who dare, where comfort is cruel, and complacency means death. Capitalism is the ultimate game-changer for warriors, for leaders who embody guts over guarantees, for rebels who stare fear down and refuse to blink. It doesn't pat your back for playing nice. It shoves rewards into the hands of those who push back against the status quo and create value where others see chaos. If bravery is your weapon, capitalism is your battlefield. This is why those who want to change the world aren't waiting for permission. They're making it happen every single day, see? They're not generous with dreams. They don't disappear when the pressure hits. They know the only way to grow is to break something first. It's not luxury or luck. It's the raw fact that the market, the environment of capitalism, is brutally honest. If you can't make it work, another will. It doesn't care if you're nice or deserved. It only cares if you deliver, if you dare. In a world where governments hand out freedom while quietly shackling ambition, where mediocrity is celebrated as good enough, capitalism stands as the only system that pushes you to be more or sink. No one's holding your hand. No one's sugarcoating the truth. If you want the prize, you have to stake everything you've got. Listen closely, because here's the edge few talk about. Courage isn't some flashy act. It's a muscle you build by choice every day. It's about saying no to the easy road and yes to the unknown, the winding path where failure proves you're alive. If you think courage is just brute boldness, you're wrong. It's strategic. It's understanding when to fight and when to retreat, when to gather your allies and when to stand alone. It's about patience, not panic, knowing that victory is a marathon, not a sprint. The market rewards those who learn fastest, adapt fastest, and refuse to be crushed by setbacks. Those are the courageous few who transform the impossible into the inevitable. Now, if this reality sounds harsh, it's because it is, but it's also liberating. Because capitalism, when seen through this fierce lens, is a playground where self-mastery matters. The system doesn't ask for your credentials or your origin. It rewards your impact. It doesn't care about your comfort or conformity. It cares about your courage and execution. And in this space, greatness is not just possible, it's mandatory. If you want to be among those who redefine what's next, you have to be ready to break the rules others cling to. You have to be ready to stand alone when the world tells you no, ready to risk what others wouldn't consider touching, ready to dismantle old assumptions and recreate what reality means. This isn't about fitting into a box. It's about shattering the whole damn box and setting new boundaries made by your own hands. It's about building a network where the rare, the resilient, and the relentless come together, not for comfort or applause, but for true power and growth. Capitalism does this uniquely because it respects the individual's fire. It doesn't smother it with rules disguised as fairness or safety nets wrapped in bureaucracy. Instead, it places each individual on a scale where every ounce of courage is weighed, tested, and rewarded. Imagine a world where you don't have to settle for what others say is possible. Imagine connecting with those who burn as fiercely as you do, who see the same challenges, and who want to join forces to rewrite the rules of success. This is not a dream. This is the promise capitalism holds. The promise that with boldness, with grit, with relentless focus, you can not only survive, but thrive beyond norms. You can make your mark untethered by system chains. You can find allies who see beyond cheap equality and recognize genuine excellence. But don't kid yourself. This path is uncomfortable. It demands ruthless honesty with yourself, strategic choices in whom you trust, and patience that feels like eternal grinding. Courage here is not reckless impulse. It's hard-earned wisdom that tells you, play the long game, align with those who match your fire, and never lose sight of your will. The really brave ones don't hide behind slogans of freedom. They own their freedom, fighting for it every day by standing sovereign over their lives and decisions. The fear you feel? That's the sign you're alive, that you're standing at the edge of transformation. Don't let it fool you into running back to safety. That safety is a slow death of the soul, a life rented from someone else's dreams. True reward, the kind that changes legacy and history, is only for those who stare fear in the face and say, "Not today." The world's loud claims of equality are a smokescreen protecting complacency. Real courage upends comfort. That's why capitalism rewards those few who dare to change the game. So listen carefully, because the revolution you're waiting for isn't out there. It's inside you. The power to break open the old, to build something breathtaking, comes from owning your fire and stepping into the raw truth that capitalism doesn't just allow courage, it demands it. If you want the prize, the network, the impact, you have to show up every day, ready to risk, ready to burn the fear, ready to win the hard way. Because in a world that wants you to sit still and shrink, capitalism says, move fast, be bold, and claim your place. This is for those who refuse borrowed lives, who reject waiting, who know that the future belongs to the few who break away from safety's chains. It's for those tired of the world's lies, that freedom is easy, fairness is equal, and courage is rewarded softly. They're rewarded only by capitalism's brutal truth. Real courage is the currency of success. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, or what mistakes you've made. What matters is that you rise, relentless, unshakable, with a vision so clear and a will so fierce the system must bow to your command. This is the call to the founders, the investors, the visionaries, the builders who know enough to know that waiting kills. You don't get a second chance at this life, and capitalism will hand the throne to the bold, to the courageous, and to those who refuse to be invisible. It's on you to light the fire, embrace the chaos, and lead the charge. The system rewards courage not because it's kind, but because it's real. And if you have the guts to play the game on your terms, you become unstoppable. The world belongs to the brave. Are you ready to claim it?